Sartore.
And it's time to party!
This episode was recorded on June 13th, 2023. We are not doctors. We don't give medical advice. Please drink responsibly.
Love it. That's perfect.
All right. Well, that's it,
Off
folks.
to a roaring start. Yep.
Thanks for
There it is.
Now, we should probably should say who we are and why we've taken over the show, because we've never been on the show.
Nope.
I don't know anybody else.
So I'm so excited. So normally Ben is our host, Ben Silverio, and he has moved to California.
All right.
And as moving to California does, it would be very inconvenient for him to record either from his car or from his aunt's house where he's staying at the moment, is my understanding. So while everything is getting sorted out on Ben's end, I'm going to have some rotating co-hosts for the next couple months. And this month, I am honored to have two amazing podcasters and close friends from college, people I've known in excess of a decade, truly incredible men. Gentlemen,
The check is cleared.
Let's hear from you guys. Yeah. And dads. I was thinking about this.
Yeah.
You might be the first people who have children in the history of this podcast. I think so far it has all been unfettered, childless adults as our co-hosts up till now.
And if you hear my kids in the background, they're fucking around instead of going to bed. So this could be a really interesting podcast.
That's gonna be great. We're gonna learn so much about Lightning McQueen.
Oh, dude. Yeah. Well, first off, thanks, Ansel, for the kind words. I don't even think we can really call ourselves podcasters anymore, because we don't really podcast anymore because we've got kids.
You know,
so.
it's in our blood.
The internet is forever. Once it's out there, yeah.
But yeah, we did a show for over 10 years called Byron and Sancho Show. It was pop culture, politics,
current events,
recipes,
whatever we could think of. A lot of The Wire.
Oh God, yeah.
A lot of The Wire.
So a lot of The Wire, pretty much. So if you're a big Wire fan, you would have loved it, but unfortunately, it's not in the ether anymore. Maybe at some point, but who knows?
I will say too. Speaking of our friendship is old enough to vote.
That's true.
So
That's accurate.
What?
And
Yeah. Well, actually,
I think
real quick, when I
thing-
first met Ansel, I did not like him at all.
reasonable.
I did not like you, and then like about a month or so, I was like, "Oh, I like this guy." I was being the asshole.
he's all right.
Yeah. And like I tell people that, they're like, "How? He's like the nicest guy," and I'm like, "Well, I don't know. I was a
you didn't
jerk
know me
back
in
then."
college. I was a real dick.
Yeah. I had a lot of emotional things I was working through. So anyway,
So say we all. Man, what a time.
Yeah.
What a time. God, what was I going to say? Oh, and I was actually going back to our college days. You guys are the ones that got me into doing radio.
yeah,
really, us?
Yeah.
yeah, we had the
Holla Holla
right.
Friday afternoons
That's
that was my first time in front of a microphone by itself.
This
Yes.
is my great legacy then.
Yeah, so we did a college radio show for WBCR for Beloit College Radio in Beloit, Wisconsin, and Benton and I just played like hip hop music, and then we would do skits. We'd have like our friends, and Ansel was one of them. I think we had you mainly as like Santa Claus or something like that. Like we kind of used.
I was
you for-
Santa.
I think.
Yeah, I think that was my main contribution.
Yeah.
That and the barbershop rendition of Manowar, I think, was my true high point.
Yeah.
Because that someone else had left a metal CD out on the mixing desk, and for whatever reason, we decided that we were going to try to sing it, and came up with a barbershop rendition, which
Yeah. A lot of our
there's not a recording of.
a lot of our stuff, and our other friend Andy Pierre, we used a lot too. Like all of our stuff revolved around just doing old timey radio goofiness.
Yep.
So.
Oh man, the asbestos cigarettes bit.
Yes,
That lives rent free in my head. They're the bestos.
that's right. Asbestos, they're the bestos. I forgot about that.
I forgot about that too.
But yeah, well,
the folly of youth.
Yeah, and we're sorry that we brought you into this, but it's nice. It's nice to, in all honesty, though, it's cool to see you like do your own shows and like all the stuff that you did with like Starlight Radio, Dreams, and everything. I actually have a bunch of those. I found a bunch of the pins. In one of my workbench. So yeah, I found an old Starlight Radio Dream pin. So yeah, I've always been impressed with like what you've been able to build, Ansel. So to get to do this little goofy show and not have to write a soliloquy, I appreciate that. Although I would.
Yeah, I believe that. I believe that.
My character would be completely outside of anything else.
Hey, that probably would have been right on brand. Well, and who knows? Who knows what'll be next as well? Like,
but I will say though, Ansel, after all these years of listening to you do wonderful radio shows, we're here to say we want our cuts.
Well, okay. I'm glad you finally come for your pound of flesh.
We didn't watch the movie at all. We just came to.
This is an intervention.
Oh no!
Well, an intervention means we had a drug. This is a shakedown.
Here.
This is what this is.
You didn't do that when we were in Detroit. That seems like the right place to do that.
Oh, I guess so. Yeah,
Detroit Shakedown would have been good.
We were having too much fun.
Yeah. There we go. That's true. We did have a good time. Speaking of having too much fun, let's talk about this movie. Now, for those of you who are listening in, this month we are talking about Star Trek, the 2009 film by J.J. Abrams, featuring several amazing actors. And I just wanted to read off the IMDb summary because it is so off base, it's ridiculous. So if you haven't gotten a chance to see the film and you're thinking about watching it along with our drinking game after this, you can expect the brash James T. Kirk tries to live up to his father's legacy with Mr. Spock keeping him in check as a vengeful Romulan from the future creates black holes to destroy the Federation one planet at a time.
What?
I don't think Spock ever kept him in check.
Right. Yeah, no.
No.
Spock was like, wait,
made him worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, how many times was Spock just, this asshole again?
Yeah. Like, how did he get on the ship again? Like, that was...
We're in space!
I don't think he was ever like, I gotta keep this guy in check. He was just like, can we get rid of this guy?
Yeah. Throw him in the brig.
Yeah.
Oh,
he did get rid of him. He got him on that ice house planet thingy.
Yeah, he just marooned him in a pod.
Where's that Starfleet regulation?
Right? I have questions. But we can do that in the review. For right now, we're going to talk about the movie in a sort of zoomed out, spoilerless way and talk about some drinking and potentially smoking rules. This is a great way to identify just repeating themes, things that we thought were interesting, stuff that might be fun. And just to be clear, we're not here to encourage you to drink or smoke anything you don't want to.
I thought we were trying to kill everyone and thin out the herd.
Okay. Well, then...
That COVID did not get the chance to thin out. That was my goal.
Some of my drinking rules might do it. So, but yeah, so, feel free to drink water or soda or just point at the screen and go, hey, every time one of these goes off. Also, it's...
Feel free to drink yourself into a stupor.
That works too. You could, hey.
Lose your job, lose your kids.
Make this your life now. So, who wants to go first?
I have a few. Okay. Just a few. I only have like 3. But I feel like they're all pretty good.
There are 3 of us. That's plenty.
All right. Every time there's an alien scene or mention,
ooh.
It's a very human-centric movie. Like once in a while, it's like, oh, like a Cardassian sunrise drink, or like, oh, like Andorian shingles. Like they're just throwing in proper nouns.
Yeah. None of very few of the like classic aliens. There's
I will say you should probably discount the Vulcans for this drinking game, since they are actually part of the movie. But like, I would say the Romulans count, though. They appear sporadically.
Okay, so it's Spock, Sarek, and Spock you get a pass on.
Yes.
All right, that makes sense.
I'll go with mine.
All right.
Now remember,
All right.
my goal is to kill everyone.
Oh dear. I think we may have the same first drinking rule then.
I was like, everybody's gonna have this drinking rule, but I'm gonna throw it in.
Should we say it in unison?
Yes. 3, 2, 1.
Every time there's a lens flare. Yeah.
Every time there's lens flare.
Yep.
Yeah.
I thought of that. It seemed too easy.
I
There
thought
is
that
so
too,
much
and
lens
then
flare.
yeah, as the film was opening, there was a lens flare in the credits, and I was like,
Yes.
nah, you gotta, I have to.
Well, and after I said it like the first time, because this is the first time I've ever seen the movie, and then I saw like how much goddamn lens flare there is in this movie. I'm like, man, I'm like, this is the only rule I have. Like, you'll be drunk
You'll be dead.
by like minute 3.
This is a sip rule. Yeah, small drinks. I noticed that somebody had to go in post-production and add artificial lens flare to mimic the reflection of the displays on the screens. Which
Someone got paid for that.
Hopefully well.
I'm trying to think.
Yeah.
Trying to think who would be, because I worked behind the scenes in film and TV shows for a while, so I'm trying to think who would be the. Because usually they have like a person who will be in charge of like video displays. Like I befriended a guy who did that, and he would just be like, yeah, like put video displays up like on set. So maybe that guy would be in charge.
They did talk about for the recent season of Picard. They talked about creating like displays that actually responded and did all the things that they were supposed to do. So who knows? Maybe JJ had practical displays in place, but I don't know. None of them looked like they went with things that were actually on camera.
Yeah, usually you kind of have to program it to like really literally just be as stupid as possible for an actor to just like they don't like literally like this one guy was showing me, it was like he had like this mock-up iPhone, and he's like, yeah, you don't have to like press here, you like literally they could press anywhere and it'll go to the next thing. It's just a big slideshow.
Yep.
Like really at the end of the day.
Hey, you know,
you have to think in terms of the actors, and they're all dumb.
Well,
all actors are dumb idiots.
Hey.
Well, you don't want that one precise motion to be like the reason you have to do a new take too.
I think that's the big thing. They're
I
also
guess that's
trying
what I
to
was
remember
trying
their
to
lines.
say.
Yeah.
As I'm sure a lot of your friends who listen to this are also actors, and I've just said.
I'm leaving that in purely for. We got to get those rage tweets. We don't nearly enough angry response online.
But you know, to Ben's point, yeah, like to press, like in case you press in the wrong spot, but you still have a good take.
Yeah,
you don't want to lose that take because you press in the wrong spot. So make it easier.
You shouldn't actually have to learn how to drive a starship in order to make the thing work.
Exactly. Yeah, it shouldn't be a functional thing. Yeah, like you know.
I again going back to
on your resume.
Yeah. Oh shit. But yeah, going back to that. The comment about the displays for Picard season 3, they also talked to Will Wheaton about the original displays for TNG, and he was talking about how somebody because he was a kid, right? He's a kid on a spaceship set, and he was supposed to be flying the spaceship, and I guess at first it like really freaked him out until somebody finally pointed out like none of these buttons do anything. If you if they tell you to make the spaceship go and you push a button, that's the button that makes the spaceship go now. Like that's
it's any button.
Any of the buttons, they all do whatever it is you want them to do. Just touch the thing and it happens. It's
man. How old was he when this was happening?
God, I feel like he was in his early teens when they were shooting.
Yeah, he was young.
I mean, if he was 10 or something, I would understand. But if it turns out he was like 13 or 14, then
I think he was worried about like pushing the wrong button for the screen, right? Like,
gotcha.
what if they see me push the wrong button?
Like it pops up something else on the screen that's not supposed to. Okay.
What if they see my porn?
Then I would understand why he would be concerned. Yeah. He overthink it a little bit. Overthunk it.
Overthunk it, yeah. Let's see. How old was he?
At the youngest, 15.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
But yeah.
You got a lot of anxiety.
Exactly. I mean, you're anxious
things.
about everything at 15.
Oh, yeah. You think the world is way more, like, together than it actually is?
Remember when we thought grown-ups knew what was going on? Oh yeah. Simpler times.
Then we became the grown-ups.
Yeah, when you have kids, then you realize,
everyone's making it up.
It's improv at this point.
The whole world.
All parenting is just good improv. So if you're listening and did like improv at some point in your life, you'll be a great parent.
Be great. All right.
Yeah.
See,
everything
you're
is
not
yes
a dumb idiot
and
actor. You're
You're prepared.
Myself
yeah,
here.
there it is.
Yeah.
All right. My first rule is to take a drink every time someone says their catchphrase. They really hit the greatest hits on this one. I think we got everybody's main catchphrase in. Take a drink every time you get one of those sweet member berries.
My next drinking game rule is take a drink whenever somebody says their own first and last name.
Yes.
James T. Kirk, Hikaru Sulu, Chekhov.
When they say it, or when somebody else says it?
When somebody else says their full first and last name.
Yeah.
Spock, again, does not count, because that's his only name. But,
I do have
Leonard
take
McCoy.
a sip every time someone says Spock on my list. Because it's a lot.
He's heavily featured.
He's important. Yeah. It's
key to the plot.
So my wife...
Leonard Nimoy was still alive.
When I saw my wife I was doing this movie, and I've never seen it before, and she came back, she's like, what did you think of it? I was like, yeah. And she's like, but you like Spock, right? I'm like, oh yeah, Spock was awesome. She's like, I had such a crush on Spock when that movie came out. The actor that played Spock. I'm like, all right. we have similar tastes. I had a crush on Spock too. He was my favorite person in the whole movie.
Quinta's a good-looking man.
You know,
as is Nimoy.
Yeah.
Just get him and the green lady in a bra. We'll just go.
There we go.
Call that the movie.
Just a roommate sitcom between the two of them,
Yes.
with Spock coming to visit that'd be great.
Spock
I'd watch
and
that.
Kirk coming to visit. Like they'd be like the
There you
Lenny
go.
and Squiggy, whatever, from Laverne and Shirley.
Oh my God! I just realized that both of them would have been in that same dorm room.
Yeah,
Yup.
There you go.
Yup. Man.
See, we made a much better movie, and it'd be a rom-com. Get rid of all the space and the lasers.
Who doesn't love a rom-com?
Yeah.
And,
Rom-com,
and
Romulan
processes, and
Yes, a Romulan comedy.
getting really sick of it. A Romulany coming this fall.
There you go.
To Peacock.
Oh man,
We need
coming to
something.
Peacock. All right, Byron, what's your next rule?
My next rule. So my other two rules are really more kind of specific to like a specific point in the movie.
Oh, you can do shot rules if you want.
So okay, yeah. So I'll do this as shot rule. And actually, this would be a really good shot rule. This one. My favorite line in the entire movie is Bones, when he goes, "My ex-wife took everything, left me, and all I got left is my bones." And he takes a drink, and I'm like, I just laughed out loud. Like I watched this movie in my backyard with like a projector, and I just like cackled like laughing because I thought that was the funniest. It's the funniest, most pettiest thing you could ever say post-divorce. And like
She took the whole planet in the divorce.
And all I got left is my bones. Like, what a brilliant line. So when that line comes out, oh man, yeah, you gotta take a shot at that point.
It's early in the movie too, so that'll be a good warm up for the rest of the thing. All right, I also wanted to throw in a respect shot. we do shots for respect here on Time to Party pretty frequently. For Leonard Nimoy and Anton Yelchin.
What's a respect shot?
Just a shot out of respect for somebody who's either really awesome or really awesome and also passed away, which sadly both Leonard Nimoy and Anton Yelchin did after filming this film.
Well, after the next film they did, after the next Star Trek movie.
Yes.
So both in the next one.
Right. Yeah, they both made it. They didn't die right after this one, but they have since passed on. Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, so pour one out of respect for Leonard Nimoy and Anton Yelchin. All right, and you got one more?
I do. Well, actually, I got two more now I think about it.
Oh, great.
I'll do, all right, shots for Chris Hemsworth cameo.
Yeah!
Before he was famous.
That's right. This was, what, 2 years before Thor?
I think so, yeah. He's not, like, jacked or, like, bearded or anything. He just looks like somebody's dad. Which he was for the movie.
Which he was. I mean, it's perfect casting. How about you, Byron? What's your next one?
My next one, probably another shot rule. When you finally realize when this is a time traveling movie, because for a good hour and a half, I'm like, wait, where was the time travel at the beginning when they did it? Like, does Ansel consider like a time jump like a time travel? I don't understand. And then once it finally, and here's the thing, you'll know when you realize if it's the first time you've ever seen it, you'll know. If you've seen it before, you guys are laughing because you know exactly when the moment was when you realize, oh, it's a time travel movie. I don't need to say what it is, so that's a special one for you, listeners.
Very good. I'm excited to talk about that later as well.
I am too, because I still haven't figured it out.
I have take a shot for the Beastie Boys. So
I was surprised that. So funny that you mentioned that, because I was surprised that song got cleared, because the Beastie Boys are kind of notorious for not letting a lot of their stuff clear, and I'm like, how do they clear? And I'm like, oh, that's right, they're a bunch of like Star Trek fans, like a bunch of like
they're Star Trek dorks.
Yeah.
And I think the thing that I really enjoy, and you won't already know this, that same song is like the theme song for this trilogy of films.
Sabotage?
It shows up in all three. Yeah, Sabotage shows up in all three J. Abrams Star Trek movies. And every time it is a banger. It's perfect for the scene every time, in my humble opinion. So yeah, do a shot for the Beastie Boys. They're at the very top. All right, and Benton, you had one more?
I do. Waterfall for the most unlikely cameo, Tyler Perry.
Where's Tyler Perry in this movie?
Tyler Perry is on like the committee that's like going to judge Kirk.
Oh,
interrupted.
Okay.
That's
like
Tyler Perry.
Of Starfleet Academy.
Yeah.
Now, if he did it as Medea, then I would have really been like.
There you go.
Because I don't recognize Tyler Perry like as a human being. I only recognize when Medea comes out.
Right?
I love that it was just Tyler Perry being Tyler Perry. Like, we didn't get a name for that character. No one calls him by name. Nope. Nobody calls him by, like, title. There's no...
He has a nameplate. He has, like, a nameplate in front of him.
Oh, he does have a nameplate. Yeah. That's fair. That's fair. So, canonically, that's not just Tyler Perry in front of... the holographic Tyler Perry brought down to judge you. I also have one more. This is related to my earlier one, but I still think it counts. Anytime they introduce an original canon crew member, go ahead and take a drink. They space them out a little bit over the thing. Yeah. So
like the first time you see
when
Sulu,
when Sulu shows up, when Chekhov shows up, when
Scotty
shows up eventually. Yeah. Spoilers, I know. But yeah.
Oh my God, there's a Star Trek movie with Scotty in it.
Damn it.
That's it. It's all ruined if you've never seen the movie before.
All right. Well, so those are our drinking rules, party people. Get out there, check out Star Trek 2009. directed by J.J. Abrams. You'll know it because it's the
official
one
title
that
is Star Trek
extra
2009.
shiny. Yep, Star Trek Trek to the past, even our past.
So check out the 2009 Star Trek available on Paramount Plus for streaming. This has been an Indecisionist production. You can find me online at Indecisionist on Twitter and at The Indecisionist on Instagram. Special thanks to April Moralba for our podcast art and to Marlon Longit of Marlon and the Shakes for our amazing theme song. Head on over to indecisionist.com for show notes and transcripts of all of our episodes in Season 3. And you can interact with us online using the hashtag #Time2Party. That's time, the number 2 party, as well as time, the number 2 party, all spelled out. Thank you, Warwick. Wherever you are in the time stream, friends.
Be excellent to each other.
And party on, dudes.